Thanks, James. And thanks to all of Sales Confidence. You guys have been great leading up to the event. Everything's been pretty seamless. So when James first asked me to speak, it was right around the time that of the tragic death of Kobe Bryant, just about a little less than a month ago. And me being an American, growing up watching basketball in the NBA, that really hit me hard. And it didn't really hit me hard because I was a big Kobe Bryant fan. In fact, I have been and still am a New York Knicks fan. Kobe played for, there we go, yeah, I'm sorry, a really, really depressed New York Knicks fan. And Kobe played for the Los Angeles Lakers. And in fact, like as he was playing through his career, I never really took to him that well until the day of his passing, when I realized how hard it hit me. And it hit me really hard because what I realized was Kobe and I share the same passion for motivating our team and getting the best out of a team that we have, and building them up as much as we can to get the most out of them. And Kobe was, in my opinion, probably the best at motivating his team, whether it be the players, the coaches, in professional sports. And that's something that he's now known by. So what I wanted to do today was speak about how to get the most out of your team. And then when I started looking at it and I started digging deeper, I realized that's a pretty broad topic for 7 minutes. So I kind of zoned in on really one aspect of that I think many sales leaders in this room probably struggle with, because I did for a while. And that's getting the most out of your team during your weekly sales meetings. Because we all have them. How many people in this room conduct a weekly sales meeting? Okay. How many people in this room feel like your team every week leaves that meeting motivated, energized, and ready to rock? How many people in this room feel like they sometimes have those meetings just to tick the box? Exactly. So I'm glad I chose this part of the motivation area. Weekly meetings I struggled with for a while, and then I realized 3 key elements that you really need to make them just way more energizing, way more motivating. So I'm going to talk about what those 3 things are today. The first is recognition. How do we recognize our team better? We all know salespeople love being recognized, right? If you're in a workout class and the teacher calls on your name, you're going to get excited and you're going to push harder, right? So how do we do that with our team? So one thing that I've implemented recently, actually, is my meetings are on Mondays, because I feel like that's the best time to start the week, get everyone fresh. But everyone comes in on Monday, we sit down, and before we go into any content, anything about the meeting, I recognize one person in the room from the previous week. It could be a sales rep who closed a big deal. It could be an SDR who got a big meeting. It could be somebody you just saw working their ass off. It could be anything. Recognition is huge, and generally what happens is after I recognize that person, everyone stands up, claps, and it just starts the week and the meeting off with such a positive vibe that carries you through the rest of the meeting. So that's one, is recognition. Second thing is transparency. And I think as sales leaders, we all think about transparency as, let's look at everybody's targets, look at the pipeline, and figure out how we're going to get there. But the way I look at transparency in a sales meeting is more about the company goals and the company vision. Because I think a lot of people say that money is what motivates salespeople, but what I found in the last 5 years of my career or so, it's actually the long-term goal of the company and the vision. And they want to be a part of that. And they want to be able to contribute to that. And they want to know where the company's going. So take some time in your next meeting, talk about the top-level goals, including if the company's going through a fundraise, give them a little bit of detail about that. If the company is thinking about rolling out new products, give them a little bit of flavor, give them a little taste of what that looks like. Get them excited about something that's bigger picture than just how are we going to hit our quarterly number, because at the end of the day, quarterly numbers are great, but eventually you're going to, even if you have somebody who's constantly hitting it, it's going to wear. They need to be part of the longer term vision. So transparency is the second thing. Lastly, player coaching collaboration. So my team definitely always sick of me talking. I'm sure you guys already are as well. Get more people involved. If there's a really high performer who's really good skill set in one area, get that person evangelizing that with the team. It doesn't always have to be you doing the teaching. So, for example, if somebody's had a really good call that involved objection handling, get them to talk about it. Peers actually learn, believe it or not, peers learn from peers more than they actually learn from you, because they feel more confident in the way that they feel about somebody else doing exactly what they're doing every day. Myself, I'm not on the phone every day having the same conversations that they are, but their peers are. And the ones that are performing high, they'll look up to more than you just telling them how to do things. So just to wrap that up, recognition, transparency, and player coaching and collaboration. And I promise you, if you sprinkle those ingredients in your meetings, your team will walk out fired up and really excited about crushing it for you. So thank you.